Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. Do not forget there's a game out there that I've been playing that's really addictive called Mobile Strike. Arnold Schwarzenegger is looking really concerned when you're not downloading it yet, so head over there and do it and check it out. I guarantee you it's going to be a really fun game for you to play on your smartphone. Well, now let's talk a little bit about the top 5 pick and roll pairings because this actually aired on our mobile app exclusively last week. And if you want to get up to the minute latest, hottest videos that we're doing, you gotta download the mobile app because that's where it's all happening. People are freaking out about it because not only can you get all of our videos, articles, and podcasts all in one spot, and by the way, if you play the podcast, you can then switch to another app and it'll play in the background, but you can also create your own posts and your own content, polls, GIFs, text, whatever you like. Send me a message if you like and I'll get back to you. You can follow other people in the same environment and have an amazing conversation. We've had thousands of people already do it and every day I'm over there playing with it. So get over there, download it with the link on the description below or on the screen and really enjoy.
Hey sports fans, we hooked up with our friends at Vantage Sports to analyze something really cool. Pick and roll pairings. Sure, we've all watched the game and noticed when a pick and roll happens, and we certainly track individual players' performance in the pick and roll. But rarely do you examine the pick and roll pairings. Which two players are the best at attacking the defense out of the pick and roll? And are their offenses generating enough of these actions with these two players to maximize their potential? We dug deep into the numbers and footage to see who the top 5 pick and roll pairings are at this point in the season, and I suspect you'll be surprised by a few of the results. Vantage teased out these numbers by analyzing who had shot the ball, who set the screen, and how often these chances yielded either a score, open shot, shooting foul, assist, pass to open shot, or pass to shooting foul. These are not possessions, mind you, but pick and roll chances, something that happens multiple times each possession. Coming in at number 5, Eric Gordon and Omer Asik. And it's pretty clear that this pairing is all about the ball handler scoring. Asik does set a very solid screen, pushing the boundaries of what is legal, and Gordon is shooting well from the perimeter, able to make threes coming around that screen. Gordon has quickness and finishing ability as well, which keeps the defense honest and often in a bad position to defend. His mid-range pull-up is also an effective weapon when Asik's man sinks too low to contain the drive. Asik is just enough of a magnet on the roll to suck in the defense towards the rim, and Gordon is okay at finding the open spot up across the court. The Pelicans have some shooting ability, but it tends to be inconsistent, and when Gordon is passing, it's one less shooter to catch a pass and make the shot. As for Asik, rolling to the hoop, this could keep Alvin Gentry up at night losing his hair. He doesn't have good hands, and the defense isn't worried about fouling him since he's not a good free throw shooter, and his footwork can be a mess. Next up at number 4 is the unlikely pairing of Allen Crabbe and Ed Davis. They have the fewest chances of any of the top 5, but have been very effective nonetheless. Crabbe almost exclusively generates his points on the pull-up jump shot. Davis doesn't set the meanest of ball screens, but Crabbe is smooth and long and can get that jump shot over defenders with just a little bit of daylight. I also like how Terry Stotts' offense will have Crabbe get a pin down from Davis before Davis turns around and sets a ball screen for him, completely occupying the screener's defender. Kicking the ball out for open shots is something built into the Blazers' offense as they space and swing very well. The perimeter players are willing to make the extra pass, and Crabbe is getting better at finding the seam in the defense and making the skip pass to ultimately get an open shot for his team. As for Davis rolling to the hoop, he's left-hand dominant, but can finish very strong at the rim. And he also has no trouble taking a power dribble to get to the front of the rim for a strong finish. And he has some touch as long as he can shoot it with his left hand. Coming in at number 3 is the most unlikely pairing I can imagine, Lou Williams and Brandon Bass. While this Lakers season has been a mess, there is a bright spot. Setting a pick for Lou generally means he will shoot it, and there's no telling where or how this shot will get generated. He's got an assortment of off-balance and forced shots in his arsenal, and so far this year, he's been hitting them. Bass is a veteran who knows how to use his wide body to set good screens, giving Lou the daylight he needs to create. And because Bass has the ability to hit the mid-range, he has a bit of gravity on his defender, opening up the lane for Lou to drive to the rim. Lou has never been much of a willing passer, but every once in a while, he shows the ability to skip a pass to the open shooter. But with the player's shooting ability that he's passing to, it's not hard to see why he doesn't do it much. Rolling to the rim, Bass is a powerful finisher. While his hands aren't the best, he knows how to gather himself in the lane and explode at the rim for powerful dunks. And I like how he hops into his shots off the pick and pop, and is very competent at knocking these shots down. Let's get to the top 2 pick and roll pairings, and they're notable because they all play in the same team. At number 2, Kevin Durant and Steven Adams. Of course, KD is one of the greatest scorers we have in the game, and he doesn't even need a ball screen to get his shot off. But when Adams screens for him, they get the most bang for their buck. Adams also pushes the complete limit of what a legal ball screen is, using his strong and wide body to erase Durant's defenders. As a result, Durant gets a ton of daylight to rain down jumpers, and when he gets close enough, make big men look foolish trying to deal with his game inside the lane. Durant is also more than willing to find the open man when his gravity draws defenders from other parts of the floor. Problem is, even though it's the right play, these passes go to Andre Robertson at times. But when they can get Ibaka on the weak side, KD can create wide open shots for him around the perimeter. While Ibaka can't create his own shot, he's a perfect complement in this offense as long as he can find the open space and get the pass when his man helps out. And when Russ can spot up on the weak side wing, something they need to do a lot more of, the Thunder's offense is almost unstoppable. As for Adams rolling to the hoop, he has good hands and footwork, and he's also a bit quick for his size, enabling him to roll hard to the rim, where KD can find him with his superior length. They seem to have a nice chemistry in these actions, and Adams isn't limited to just dunks. He's got jump hooks and floaters at his disposal as well. And the number 1 pick and roll pairing in the NBA this season are teammates of KD and Adams, Russell Westbrook and Serge Ibaka. And it makes sense as Ibaka's mid-range game is so strong that the big men have to keep their eye on him, allowing Russ full throttle drives to the rim. So many of his scores come when Ibaka's man sticks too closely to him, opening up a nice path right to the hoop for Russ. Plus, Russ is so explosive that if you get hung up for a split second, you're too far behind to do anything about it. And even though defenses are happy to let him have it, Russ does have a very good pull-up mid-range shot. He commands a lot of attention coming around that screen, and he's been good at finding the open players around the perimeter for shots, a big reason he's averaging over 9 assists per game. Their best alignment by far is to get KD spotting up on the weak side for skip passes, another completely lethal attack. And as for Ibaka popping after the screen, if the defense hedges high to stop Russ, it plays right into Ibaka's bread and butter. OKC gets these types of catch and shoot mid-range shots 2 or 3 times a game, and he's extremely good at knocking this shot down. The Russ-Ibaka pick and roll has been a killer for years, and defenses have shown no sign of being able to stop it. But Ibaka keeps the defense honest going to the hoop, where Russ knows how to throw that lob, and he's slowly added other types of finishing shots in the lane, and perhaps this dribble drive will become a thing. So there you have it, sports fans. Here is the top 5 best pick and roll pairings in the NBA thus far, the kind of action you should expect to see a lot more of the rest of the year. Stay tuned, as we'll bring you the 5 worst pick and roll pairings in the NBA soon. You in?